Questions of anti-net JRF of English literature. Dash is a morality play referring to allegorical characters questioning the Christmas salvation. The answer is summoning of every man. The summoning of every man is also known as the summoning of every man is a late undefined century morality play referring to every man. It was printed in the year undefined. The Christian salvation were challenged in this play with the use of allegorical references. The characters were personified to good and evil qualities to teach a moral lesson. Each P in John Haywood's The Four Ps is a character. What are these four Ps? The answer is Palmer, Pardoner, Apothecary, Peddler. John Haywood, in his book The Four Ps, introduces the character of four tradesmen who are Palmer, Pardoner, Apothecary, and Peddler. The Palmer, Pardon, Apothecary have a conversation among themselves, arguing who among them is the best. The peddler then comes up with a solution asking to arrange a competition where each one will have to lie. The one who lies the best is the winner. Question number third is Gawain, ye have betrayed me, for never shall my court be amended by you. But ye will never be sorry for me as I am for you. Identify the name of the book where the given line is found along with its author. The answer is Sir Thomas Malory, Le Morte d'Arthur. The mentioned line has been taken from Le Morte d'Arthur by the famous writer of the Revival Age, Sir Thomas Malory. The book tells King Arthur, a son of King Arthur, Pendragon, but was raised in a different family. The book narrates the story of Arthur and his brave knights at the Round Table. Identify the character by Shakespeare who was Queen Elizabeth's favorite. The answer is Falstaff. Falstaff is a character by Shakespeare from Henry Undefined Part 2. Queen Elizabeth was so delighted and glad to see the character of Falstaff in Shakespeare's play that she ordered Shakespeare to have that character in his another play and show the personality in love. It was one of the finest character creations of William Shakespeare. Hell hath no limits, nor is circumscribed. Identify the writer from the Elizabethan era who is credited for the above mentioned line. The answer is Christopher Marlowe. The lines were penned down in one of the most famous novels of the Elizabethan era, Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. Through this line, Mephistopheles tries to warn Dr. Faustus about the horrors of hell and gives the reader a hint that how Dr. Faustus will later regret his decisions. The Country Wife was written by William Wycherley. The Country Wife is a restoration comedy, one that written by William Wycherley in the year 1635. The play focuses and brings up the aristocratic and anti-Puritan ideology. It was a five-act play which satirizes sexual duplicity. The main characters of the play are Harry Horner, Quack, Lady Fidget, and Jasper. Which of William Congreve's works has the character Valentine? The answer is Love for Love. Valentine was the male character created by the famous restoration writer William Congreve in his work Love for Love. In the drama, he was the elder son of Samson, legend, and was the lover of Angelica, who used to love him very passionately. His character was portrayed very lightly, vivid, explicit, and in a consummate manner. Goldsmith mentioned the name of a local tavern in his play. She stoops to conquer and identify the name of the inn from the given options. Three pigeons. The mention of three pigeons is found in Oliver Goldsmith's famous work She Stoops to Conquer. This local tavern was first introduced when Tony goes out to enjoy some time with his local friends in the tavern and meet Marlowe and Hastings. The tavern has significance in the play because it is where the play takes a turn and helps move the plot forward. Evelyn was written by James Joyce. Evelyn was a short story written by James Joyce in the year 1904. It was a fiction published by the journal Iris Homestead and later featured in a collection of short stories. It is a story of Evelyn who, as a teenager, leaves Dublin to meet his lover in Argentina. Which one of the following is not a work of George Bernard Shaw? Is a Areopagitica. Which one of the following is not a work of George Bernard Shaw? Is the answer is Areopagitica. George Bernard Shaw was a modernist writer and is credited for plays like Man and Superman. Candida, plays Peasant. Areopagitica was a speech by John Milton for the liberty of unlicensed printing in undefined. It was later published in printing form, having three themes of knowledge, learning, and truth. So, Areopagitica is not a work of Milton. Dance Like a Man is a play by the famous dramatist Mahesh Dattani. Dance Like a Man is one of the best plays written by the Indian dramatist Mahesh Dattani. Dattani took up topics from the society that were never really spoken about. The play revolves around the two central characters, Jairaj and Ratna, who were both Bharatnatyam dancers. It deals with certain dogmas of being a man in Indian society. The dream of the rood is inscribed in a famous stone named Ruthwell Cross. The Old English poem The Dream of the Rood is a very famous poem from ancient times. A part of this poem is inscribed in the 8th century Ruthwell cross. The cross is 15 feet Anglo-Saxon cross, which was perhaps used during those times for the purpose of conversion. The character of Grendel was found in the poem named Beowulf. Beowulf was a young warrior and the hero of the Geats who came to the help of Hrothgar. The character of Grendel is found in the poem Beowulf, who is a monster. Beowulf, with his bravery, kills not only Grendel's bare hand but also the monster's mother. Identify from the following options the protagonist of the nun's priest tale. The answer is Chanticleer. The Nun's Priest Tale was one of the famous Canterbury tales written by Chaucer. This is a fable containing speaking animals that reflects human perception and fallacy. The protagonist of this story is a rooster with 7 wives. His name is Chanticleer. A Lover's Confession was written by John Gower. A Lover's Confession, also known as the Confessio Amantis, is a Middle English poem written by John Gower. It is a 33,000 lines long poem. The poem is about the confession of Haman, the lover who confesses his sin against love to a priest of Venus. There is not a man on earth that can live without face. Referring to the above line, identify the name of the author along with the work. The answer is William Langland Spears Plowman. The given extract is taken from William Langland Spears Plowman. Lady Fee spoke this line in part 1, book 3. The scene is where Lady Fee bribes the priests and the nobleman when she takes her case for marriage in front of the king. Dash is credited for the poem The Regiment of Princes. The answer is Thomas Hoccleve. Thomas Hoccleve was a contemporary of Chaucer. He was an English poet whose writing style was found quite similar to that of Chaucer. He had written the poem The Regiment of Princes to give honest advice on the vices and the virtues of rulers for Prince Henry. The lament of the Macarios marks the dance of death. Which famous poet had written this poem? The answer is William Dunbar. The Lament of the Macarios is a poem about how death comes to every person and is not socially influenced. This poem was written by a Scottish Chaucerian, William Dunbar. He is considered to be the first poet laureate of Scotland. In this poem, he has mentioned English poets like Chaucer, Gower, and Henryson. Among the following options, which are credited for the introduction of Italian sonnets in England? The answer is Sir Thomas More and Thomas Wyatt. The Petrarchan sonnet form is a traditional sonnet form that was arisen in Italy. The Petrarchan style was to glorify their love and to put them on the pedestal. This Italian sonnet was introduced in the land of England by Sir Thomas More and Thomas Wyatt. There was another name that can be equally credited as Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey. Match the name of the authors from the Elizabethan age along with their works. William Shakespeare is credited for his longest poem, The Rape of Lucrece, and Christopher Marlowe with his play Tamburlaine the Great is the correct match. Philip Sidney and Edmund Spenser are both acknowledged for writing English sonnets in Petrarchan style. Philip Sidney and Edmund Spenser are known for their works Astrophel and Stella and the Shepherd's Calendar, respectively. In which work of Roger Ascham do we find the mention of Aristotle's Poetics for the first time? The answer is a Cholemast or a Schoolmaster. Roger Ascham's Schoolmaster is one of his best known works. It was published in the year 1570. It was the first book that had the mention Aristotle's Poetics. The writing style used in this book was straightforward, fluid, and explicit language. Identify the character which Shakespeare focuses on his sonnets. On in his sonnets 127 to 154. The answer is Dark Lady. William Shakespeare, in his sonnets from 127 to 154, addresses the Dark Lady who has no conventional beauty in her, but that does not make her any less worthy or lovable. Scholars have dubbed the mistress as the Dark Lady, though Shakespeare has only once mentioned the word dark. Colin Clout was the main character of the Shepherdess Calendar. The Shepherdess Calendar was written by Edmund Spenser and was first published in the year undefined. It is a collection of 12 eclogues relating to the conversations among shepherds. The main character of this work is Colin Clout. This character was inspired by the works of John Skelton. One day I wrote her name upon the strand, but came the waves and washed it away. Again I wrote it with a second hand, but came the tide and made me my pen's his prey. In which famous work of Spenser do we find the mention of the given extract? The answer is Amoretti. Amoretti is a Petrarchan style English sonnet written by Edmund Spenser after getting married to his second wife Elizabeth Boyle. It is a conventional Elizabethan love poem that describes the pursuit of a female lover by her male lover. The given lines in the extract are from this love poem Amoretti. Robert Herrick was the author of A Country Life to his brother. Robert Herrick is known for writing the poem A Country Life. He was a nature lover who used to love hands, countryside, and scenic beauty. In this poem, he praises the beauty of nature, the beauty of flowers, and the quiet, peaceful, happy life of rural life. Thanks.